before we get to that, let's go back to 1931 when Conn Smythe decided to build his dream.
We got Clancy and the crowds got so, the rink was bulging at the seams. We were competing with New York and Boston, so we decided we had to have a new arena.
Smythe's dream was a miracle for that Depression time, but 196 days after breaking ground, the Gardens was ready to shine, and King Clancy was in awe.
When we came in here to the Gardens, it was like coming into a palace. And I used to say to the fellas, where are they going to get the people to fill this thing?
The place was bursting at the seams, a triumph for Smythe and the team. The 48 Highlanders helped raise the curtain. Then Foster took control and launched an era.
Primo, Jackson, and Conacher are skating out there all ready to go for this historic event where the NHL is starting in Maple Leaf Gardens.
The Hawks won the first game, but the building captured the hearts. Smythe's dream was a raging success, and the house built for hockey was poised to become a stage for all Canada. Graced by royalty, our Queen came to call. The King showed his only concert away from home. The chairman of the board found his way too. And these walls took in the tour that changed everything. They all played the Gardens. There were wrestling wars. Whipper Billy Watson ruled the ring. Skating shows that dazzled, pure on-ice magic. Circuses that played to every young at heart. And Muhammad Ali, greatest of all, fought with George the Brave. Gardens memories to last forever. But it always came back to hockey and the Leafs. To Conacher and Primo and Busher, Clancy and Red and Ace. Heroes in blue, they gave the Gardens a Stanley Cup in the very first year in their brand new home.
We clear the track for two reasons. One's for Eddie. He's a little later. The other is for this immediate moment. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Captain Roland White, the pipe major is Sandy Dewar and Chris Reeser is the drum major. Would you please welcome the 48th Highlanders of Canada. They've inaugurated every season at Maple Leaf Gardens since 1931, the 48th Highlanders. Well, folks, we're going to take you through 68 years now, from George Armstrong, who played 1,187 games, to J.P. Parise. I can't believe an NHL great played just one for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But you, 15,700, represent the fans who've been here for 7 decades to cheer on the men in the blue and white. We're going to do this by decade, beginning in the 1990s. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Maple Leaf alumni. Let's begin with a speedster who played for the Maple Leafs and was a great coach after his NHL playing days, Louis Franceschetti. Here's a man who scored 708 goals, including the last at Chicago Stadium, Mike Gartner. A little elbow grease, compliments of Nick Kyprios. A great World Junior Super Face-Off artist, John McIntyre. The firmest handshake in hockey, Coach Doug Carpenter. Let's move now to our memories and dreams of the 1980s. A Memorial Cup winner with Dougie Gilmour in Cornwall. Here's Fred Boimstruck. We'll always remember a 63 save performance for Yuri Sirha. One of the great snipers of the Western Hockey League and a Toronto Star, Bill Derlego. He played 3 years for the Leafs until a back injury ended his career. Slava Duras. Chicago born, so it was nice for him to see the Leafs and the Hawks close it out. Tommy Fergus. 5 seasons, rugged forward, Stu Gavin patrolled the Leafs lines. A right winger acquired in the Ian Turnbull trade. Here's Billy Harris. Another big name trade. Lanny McDonald went, Pat Hickey arrived. Here's Hitch. Defenseman number 4 from London, Greg Hotham. A tenacious left winger from Dresden, Ontario. That's Jeff Jackson. A great power play on the Leaf team was responsible for the quarterback, Tom Curvers. NHL official and former tough guy, Kevin Maguire. Here's a man who had his tea before every game, Brad Marsh. Portland Winterhawks sensation, Gary Nyland. Power forward, Mark Osborne. The only Leaf to wear 99, here's Wilf Paymont. One of Don's favorites, here's René Robert. An Alberta boy who made good at the Gardens for 6 years, Rocky Saganuk. The second Blackhawk to score 50 goals after Bobby Hull, and a star here in Toronto, Al Secord. Ladies and gentlemen, Motor City Smitty. Guy Kinnear and Danny Lemlin, the 2 great trainers from the 80s. And general manager and now radio star, Gord Stellick. Let's move to the 1970s, and we'll begin with Windsor's Pat Boutet. From Sarnia, great skater, great penalty killer, Jerry Butler. What a beginning for Jim Dory. Set a penalty minute record like a good Kingstonian ought to. Former national team member, Dennis Duperry. Quick is the word for Timmy Ecclestone. Solid describes Brian Glennie. Here's a chap who played for Harry Neal in Vancouver, John Grisdale. A goaltender who used to stop pucks and now stops thieves up in Timmins, Paul Harrison. Remember the great penalty killing of Jimmy Jones. Here's Toronto assistant coach Rick Lee. Over on the bench.